Good morning, Vietnam.
How are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. It's morning and it's in Vietnam.
There are dangers everywhere.
There is napalm blowing up all around me. This place is a literal hell.
Welcome.
Hi, I'm Father.
And I'm Son.
And together, we're Father and Son. Except, I don't know, you're actually not welcome, Jer. I was thinking about this the other day. You can't welcome these listeners because they're eavesdropping on us, and that's just not right. They should leave right now.
It's wrong, especially in Vietnam.
And especially in Vietnam. That's considered international spying or something.
No,
bad,
that's just called being the Viet Cong. They're in the trees, man. Everywhere.
They're hiding deep in the trees.
I like to imagine special ops trained Viet Cong soldiers hiding in the trees to listen to our conversation while we are like, no, because imagine this. Think. We're like two American soldiers who are probably starving. Our brains are just fried. We're like also probably really dehydrated. And so we start hallucinating that we're like newscasters in the Vietnam War. So we're just chilling on the ground and they don't kill us. No. They want to see what the heck we're doing. And they're just watching us just hallucinate being these casters as we're talking random thoughts. Like,
I would just like to apologize to all our Vietnamese listeners out there. We mean no disrespect.
They can't understand what we're saying anyways.
Okay. Jer, you're about to get us a PR disaster that I don't want to be a part of. Let's move on. On a happier subject, it's October. It's time to get into the spooky season.
It's the 1st of October.
Jer, my first question is simply, what was your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever
What was my
done?
favorite Halloween costume?
Yeah.
I don't really have. I never really did the costume thing. And
What?
Yeah, no, it's
you said wait, but you told me that you love Halloween.
Oh, I love Halloween so much.
But you've never had a costume?
I was always the lame kid that never wanted to go buy one. Like I guess the best one I ever made was because I was in 6th grade, right? So when I was a kid, my parents dressed me up, so it wasn't like I was really doing anything.
My parents dressed me up as a kid too.
Yeah, so like they would, and my parents were lame, so like they didn't have any cool like designs. But whenever it's Halloween, like they don't give you the day off for like sports and stuff, and they also don't like. Oh, I'll have to bleep that out. All right, damn it. And they also don't like celebrate Halloween, right? Which is stupid. I guess
we'll have none of that devil crap here. None of it.
I like to think of you know who I'm talking about, seething over like just Halloween and just sitting in her office like you know.
Which is ironic because we called her the witch.
Yes, dude, the wicked bitch of the West.
We're talking about our principal. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. We don't go to school there anymore.
Yeah, she can't do anything about it. She was nice to me for a time, but she also called me racist, so I don't really. I'm not hold it over her head, even though it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah, I think her niceness was all a lie. That's what I think.
No.
What? Has she possessed you right now? Jer, listen to me. If there's a demon controlling you, blink twice. I can't see it, but
we're not on face cam. We probably should be. We'll do it next time.
Yeah, that's what. Well, I keep saying that we should do a FaceTime podcast.
We could do it. We could do it right now, but my phone's not near me. I don't know where it is, so we're not going to.
Doesn't matter.
No, but like, I guess the best one I had was maybe a greaser. Like, I went all. No, the best one the best one I ever had wasn't for Halloween, but it's my favorite costume that I've ever done. I tell you about the time that I dressed up for Neo. Dressed up as Neo when I was concussed.
Oh yeah. The most. Well, I've seen that because the Softball Boys tweeted it, so I've seen that picture.
Oh, you've seen that picture, but people thought I was a school shooter.
They thought you were what? A school shooter? Is that what you said?
School shooter. No, I thought I was being clever, and I thought I was dressing up as Neo for the Matrix because I had just seen the Matrix, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Okay. I thought you looked more like the Terminator, personally.
I
That was the
guess
first thing
so.
that came to my mind.
Probably more Terminator. But dude, I found this really, really, really cool trench coat, right? It was
Right.
a big old black leather trench coat. I was like, this is hype. And I put it on, you know what I'm saying? I found it at the best part is that I found it at Plaza Thrift, not even Goodwill, so that's like worse. I found it at Plaza Thrift, bought the thing, and then went to school concussed, like thinking I was the shit, you know? And I had my sunglasses on. People thought I was like legit gonna like
you just whip open your trench coat. You got 2 Uzis strapped in there.
Oh, that's so wrong.
That's what I would picture because
yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
He came up to me and was just like, "Dude, you cannot be serious." He's like, "You are not wearing that."
It does seem like kind of a dumb thing to wear to
And I was just like,
school.
What?" And he was just like, "Dude, you look like a school shooter." He's like, "Everyone's thinking it." He's like, "I'm just saying it." But no, he was laughing his ass off. But
yeah,
it was such a it was good. That's probably my favorite costume that I've ever done. But no, I love Halloween.
yeah. I've had a lot of, I feel like, good Halloween experiences, especially back in the late middle school, early high school years, because a girl who was in my grade, her parents own like a lot of land, right?
Sonder?
What?
No.
What?
Continue.
I am. I will. Shut up. No. So they
No, I will explain. I mistimed it. You said her parents, and I was gonna say disowned her as soon as you started talking, and then I
I was so
mistimed it and
confused.
just said it at like almost right after you said had a lot of land, so it just wasn't well timed.
Yeah,
It
I
was
just
like
didn't know where you were going with that. Okay.
I didn't.
Starting over. Okay. Her parents owned a lot of land. And so for a few years, I don't even know why she stopped doing this. She stopped doing this once we really got into high school. But
So she got disowned, man. I would too.
would you she's not disowned, Jer.
I don't even know who it is.
I know. I know you don't. Anyway, we all would go to her house and she would just have this big freaking Halloween party. And she had vineyards on her land, and so it was super fun because it would get really dark, it'd get really like thematic, and we would just hide out there in the vineyards and we'd scare each other, and there would be tiny little grapes growing and we'd eat them, and those were the sweetest things you've ever tasted, by the way.
Yeah. Then,
but I did a lot of great costumes. I went as Tony Stark one time with the beard painted on and everything. One of my very best friends and I did some couples costumes in a non-gay way a couple times.
No, we're not gonna brush past the fact that you just came up with the greatest, like, what would that be? What English major? What literary term would that be? Non-gay way.
I don't know what are you asking me?
The non-gay way.
I'm an English major, Jared, but I'm only smart about it when I'm actually in the act of reading or writing.
An alliteration because non-gay
way.
That's not even remotely like close to. What am I talking about? I thought that was 3 words.
Are you talking about a rhyme?
Yeah, it's a rhyme, but my brain said that non rhymed with gay and way.
Yeah,
I'm not in my right marbles, man.
You're not in your right marbles. Speaking of good English.
You said good English.
Anyway, I was Tonto and he was the Lone Ranger one year, and then we were Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World.
Mm-hmm.
And then most recently, last year, I was Steve Harrington from Stranger Things. I wore the Scoops Ahoy outfit, the ice cream shop one. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I feel like I've had some good costumes over the years.
That's sick, dude. That's awesome. Yeah. No. I specifically remember the one time that I thought your brother was chill in middle school, because I did not like your brother in middle school whatsoever. I don't know if that was.
Did you like anybody in middle school?
No, that's the thing. I liked Mitchell Tyler. I think like David Lightfoot and Preston Kwok.
You have to bleep all these names. You realize that. Chair.
And anyways, I just did not. I didn't like your brother because I didn't know him, and it's not that I didn't like him, but like it was more like I just I didn't know him, right? He was just kind of a dude. And so he was the kid that I used to kick shins. Like I used to run around, we used to sprint around at each other and just full on kick each other in the shins super
I
hard.
used to kick people in the shins in middle school too.
Yeah, but not to the degree that we did it. I don't think you understand.
No,
Okay,
I'm
so
not saying I did it more. I'm just saying, like, how
Yeah.
about that? Like, I used to do that.
Good stories. But story time. Excuse me. Me and Evan's brother were not always the best of buds. Now we're actually pretty good friends. But when we were younger, we were rivals in the 6th grade, I think, because there was this thing that was just new and fascinating, and it was the new trend, and it was called shin kicking. Because God forbid you shoot little paper things at people with rubber bands. No. That's wrong.
That was the best, though, dude.
Yeah, those were great. That was wrong, little wasps. But if you hit somebody bodily or physically really, really hard, it's just boys being boys. So we would legit sprint. When that person's not looking, we would sprint at them. Full tilt. Bring our legs up and just kick them as hard as we could in the shins. So hard with our shoe. And it was soft enough that it wasn't like when you hit your leg with like a razor and you just hit the ground because you can't feel anything anymore. It was soft enough that it wasn't like that bad, but it was still super, super painful because you're hitting the shins. You're hitting on the bone. But like we would have bruised shins all the time. And me and your younger brother would legit, I don't know why I just don't call him Luke. Me and Luke would legit just do this for hours and hours. Just every single time we saw each other, we would just sprint. And I remember specifically one time that I was talking near a tree and your brother came out of nowhere and just kicked me in the shin and then ran off in the opposite direction. I had to walk to my car, just like defeated that he was gone. But I hit the ground, man. And then I remember doing the exact same thing to him when he was talking to somebody at the big tree. I nailed him really good. That sounded weird. I got him really good in the knee or the shin. He hit the ground, or like he at least was like, "Wow!" and was super, super mad, grabbed his shin, and I sprinted to my car and got out of there. And I was like, "Oh, it's just a friend." It's like, "Oh, see you tomorrow."
This sounds like an enemies to lovers fan fiction to me, Jared.
It
Not just
really
because
was.
you use the word nailed, but
yeah. Well, the
just
thing
in
is,
general.
yeah, I nailed him under that tree.
Is that it?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
but that was the start of our like friendship, and then we didn't hang out for like a good three like
A good 3.
3 years, I think. Good 3 to 4 years. And then we really got to be friends. We were kind of like, we talked to each other freshman year, not a lot, but we talked to each other. Sophomore year, not at all. Junior year, we actually started hanging out, and then senior year, we were pretty close.
Speaking of school stuff, what is the weirdest interaction you've ever had with a teacher? Because you want to know what I thought of just the other day that I want to talk about.
Sure, but the weirdest interaction I've ever had with a teacher?
Yeah, well, because I just want to bring up the fact that while we're on the subject of stuff that happened back in the high school days, of the time that I don't know if I was already graduated or if I just wasn't going to this dance, but the time that I was driving you and Archer to one of the dances.
No, asshole.
I have to
to
tell that this is hilarious. The people want to hear this story, Jared.
Embarrassed I've ever been in front of a teacher. Well, not even embarrassed.
No, this is the funniest thing, defeated. Though. Because okay, so it's me and Polish in the front seats. I remember that. For whatever reason, he and I weren't going to this dance. It's you and Archer,
and you were graduated.
And so
Polly wasn't. You were.
And so I pull up. Well, yeah, Polly just didn't care about dances.
Yeah.
So I pull up, and the side that Archer's on is the side that's facing the little venue wherever y'all are going to the dance at. And Archer gets out, and one of our teachers there, who I don't know, can we say teachers' names on here? Probably not.
No, just call him
We'll call him Walter White, because people will know who we're talking about based on the
you can just call him Tuck. I mean, it's not like saying his actual name. No one's gonna look
we'll call him Tuck.
Yeah, just call him Tuck.
Okay, so Tuck is standing there, and he's like directing traffic and whatnot. So Archer gets out
directing
of the car
traffic.
first. Well, that's what I assume that's what he was doing. I don't know, or maybe he was just standing
He was
guard.
just standing there. You know him.
They give him weird jobs.
He
and
put a
sometimes,
security shirt on at a football game when he was not security.
well, he's
And
weird.
he tried to command the security officers that were there.
He's like, I was in the Coast Guard. I outrank you.
Yes, he bought one off Amazon. I love this man to death. He is amazing.
I don't know if that's the word I'd use.
He's an entity. He is an entity. That's all I can say.
Regardless, so Archer gets out of the car, and Tuck, not knowing that, in fact, Archer has not brought a date with him, but it is you in the other side of the backseat.
I'm in the backseat.
He gets down on his knees, and he's like, I wish you people
get down on his knees. What?
Not on his knees. I mean, like, he puts his hands on his knees, like he's bending down, right, to look into the car.
Wait, before we continue, I need to have some context real quick, just to.
What other context do we need?
So the reason why he does what he does next is when we drove up, I don't like tuxes. This was prom. I got invited for free. I didn't have to do anything because they gave me a ticket. I was going to be the photographer. And then they got a professional photographer instead. But they were like, you know what? You can just come anyways. So I was like, oh, hype. So since I wasn't going to be wearing a tux and I didn't invite anyone to go with me to this thing. I didn't invite my girlfriend at the time. I was like, you know what? I'm going to wear something snazzy, like one of the only good shirts I have. But I didn't want to wear a tux, so I wore my blood red shirt with a black tie and black slacks. But the blood red shirt part stuck out really, really well. So that's the most important factor of this, and this is why he does what he did next, apparently.
No,
he told me that's why.
I don't think he could even see. It was dark outside.
That's what he told me. No, that is what he told me. He told me that was the reason he said this. Yes.
Okay, well, never mind. So maybe okay, never mind. Anyway, so Archer has just come out. He's got the door open, and Tuck leans down with his hands on his knees. He's like squinting in there into the dark. He's like, well, help the lady out.
Yeah.
and me and Paulus just die in the front seat. We lose it.
Lost his
and
shit. And Jared, I think his exact words were, well, why don't you help the young lady out? Come on, man. He's like, be a gentleman or something like that. And I was like,
Archer's just standing there like letting it happen. I don't even think he said anything. but you climb out. You're like just got your tail tucked between your legs. You're so embarrassed.
Dude, I stuck my head out and just looked at him and squinted. I was like, and he was like, oh. He was like, well, it's not my fault. You had a red shirt on. Guys don't usually have that. And I was like, Mr. Tucker, you can't do me. Oh, wait. I was like, Tuck, you can't do me like that, man. I was like, you can't do me like that.
But the thing is like, some guys did wear very colorful. I remember there was guys that would always come in like pink suits and periwinkle blue suits. And one guy one year came in like a suit that was like designed after the Texas flag or something.
But do you know how demoralizing it is to hear one of your teachers say, well, help the young lady out. And you're like, who's he talking about?
I don't know how demoralizing it is.
You?
I know how funny it is to the onlookers.
Dude,
I don't
to
know
say
how
that I was sad, or at least I was just.
You were completely emasculated.
I was just sad. I mean, I wasn't like disappointed, and I honestly didn't like it. It wasn't his fault, Like
no,
anyone could have said that, but it was the fact that it was him who said it, and the fact that he was unapologetic about it. That's what made me sad. Like, I was just like, come on, man. But, like, I think the funniest part about that entire experience was that he just, like, looked at me and for 10 seconds didn't realize that it was me. Like, he just didn't know that because I think I just sat in the car and looked down as Paulie was losing his mind. And Archer just, like, turned around and started laughing. But I didn't want to be the girl that night, Like, I went there expecting not to have to deal with, like, a date or being thought of a date or anything like that.
Jared, I hope you don't want to be a girl any night.
I mean...
I'm just saying.
You never had that thought? Like...
What? Like, what it'd be like to be a girl?
I mean... Just for a day.
For a day, I guess, sure.
Because, like...
I don't know.
You know that scene from Scooby-Doo where
Yes.
you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be interesting. Let's get away from this topic before we go any further.
Please let's. I don't want to go down
digging
this path.
myself a deeper and deeper hole.
You are.
But, like, another thing, that night, it reminds me, we smuggled somebody in.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Who'd you smuggle?
Nick.
Nick, like the one I'm thinking of, like the recent Nick, the one
Beautiful eyes.
know. Beautiful eyes. Is that what you said?
Yes.
Sure, I'll give him that.
There you go. There you go. No, we smuggled Nick in because he wasn't supposed to be there, and it got to the point where teachers were scouting around for him, but we just walked in and got him up the stairs. And every time a teacher would come around looking for him, all of us would just crowd around in a circle and turn like about face, and no one could see him. And it was the funniest thing. Like, there was teachers on like the scout for him because he got in and they heard about him. Well, actually, they were on the scout for somebody else, but they were also like looking for him too. I think
that sounds like a mob situation. Like
really
they're coming in, like smoking cigarettes. Like,
the thing is like,
I hear Nick is in the building.
You're
like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about. Vinny is not,
Vinny's not here. I haven't seen him in days.
You wouldn't hit a guy without glasses, you know what I'm saying? Or with glasses. But no. It was just interesting, the dynamic of like us like looking at one person and then immediately crowding around him because you could see the teachers on the lookout. It was like a spy game. It was interesting.
That's true loyalty, dude. That's a real me and the boys moment. Like,
it really is. We were all willing to go down with him, you know?
Yeah.
But it was just funny.
Why wasn't he allowed in? He seemed like
he didn't buy a ticket
person. Oh, he didn't buy a ticket?
No, we snuck him in.
I thought he was like in trouble for something and like banned from the dance. I was like, Nick is a decent guy. What would he have done?
We legit snuck him into the dance.
Oh man,
that's the time that I drove in a 2-seater small tiny truck with 4 people.
It's not a truck. It's a car.
Nick has a truck.
Oh, Nick has a truck.
No. We drove in Nick's truck back to Archer's place.
Oh, I see.
That was interesting.
Oh man, you know what?
Jammed into that thing.
Story that makes me want to tell that we can't because I need Archer on here for that.
One.
The story of the curb. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah.
The 380 curb. I know Archer's listening to this. Archer, get your butt on this podcast ASAP so we can tell that story.
Dude, that would be
just throwing that out there.
You know, that would be an aha moment.
A ha-ha moment.
No, an aha. Get it right.
An aha moment.
It's Leviosa.
It's Leviosa.
It's
Saw. God, that's great. Wildcat's the best. Speaking of YouTubers, so Jared and I have watched a lot of YouTube gamers over the years, and you know what I realized about Smitty in particular?
What?
I remember the first time I saw Smitty's name, like his gamer tag, and it's the name Smitty, but for those of you who haven't seen, it's spelled SMII7Y. Despite this spelling, I knew exactly how it was supposed to be pronounced the moment I saw it. Is that weird? Like,
no, everyone does.
Somehow it looks like Smitty, even though it's not spelled like Smitty. I don't know why that is.
Well, the interesting thing is it's 2 I's, right?
Yeah.
No T, but a 7, and it's Smitty. But the thing is like, was it supposed to be Smeety? Smitey?
Oh, it was supposed to be something else?
No, think about it real hard. What other word besides
you're saying what else would it be?
Would like no one's gonna be like, oh dude, I love my man Smee7Y.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
Like, I think that's why, is that your brain automatically, like, there's nothing else to associate it. Because your brain does that.
Right.
It'll associate words with, like, things that it thinks it is, you know? That's why you could take out all the consonants of a word and still, like, read it. You know?
Yeah.
Or the vowels, the consonants. The vowels of a word and still be able to read it. You can misspell the entirety of the middle of a word, but as long as the first and last one are the same, you'll be able to read it usually. Like if you're reading,
I know. I've seen those. I've seen those tweets.
Mm-hmm.
They're quite something.
They're quite the interesting factoid. But no,
Mhm.
I think that it's interesting. It's cool. I like the way that the human brain works that stuff out. You know, I'm really far away from the mic. But weren't we talking about Halloween at some point?
We were talking about Halloween at some point. I don't know how we got off on that train.
I don't know. Wait, it was whatever. I kind of want to go back to it though because I love Halloween.
No, let's keep talking about Halloween,
dude. Halloween was always my favorite for like the reason that for one day out of the year, it doesn't matter if you're an annoying little shit. You can go up to anybody and they will give you free candy, and that is magical.
But if you go up to the right house and you're annoying, then somebody might jump out at you from the trees or spray you with a hose or something, because there is a trick if there isn't a treat. That is
true, but that's rare. It's a rarity, you know. But I'm gonna be that guy. I'm always gonna.
Oh well, yeah, I want to be that guy too. I think we should normalize doing tricks more often than treats at this point.
I'm gonna get a gun, not a real gun, but a gun.
Okay.
And I'm going to put candy in it, and like I want to give it both at the same time, just high speed, like basically modify like a Nerf launcher or something like that to shoot like Pez directly at kids.
I was picturing like a t-shirt gun where you shoot like a full bag of candy.
just get a kid right in the gut and knock him down.
Enough, yeah, I was gonna say hard enough to like knock them off their feet. Like,
so they have to deal with the simultaneous pain of getting hit in the gut by like a giant thing of candy, but also the realization that they just got a giant thing of candy for free, and it's just like you're like, now they're not gonna tell their parents.
Mm-hmm. No, I quite liked.
Oh my gosh.
Last year was the first year that I actually like stood by the door and handed out candy the whole night. That's
gotta be the official like you're an adult now thing.
I guess so.
Like paying rent, nah. Going to work, nah. Giving out candy on Halloween,
yeah.
You're no longer getting the Halloween candy, which means you're an adult now.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I can still buy myself candy. That's the great part about
that's not nearly the same thing of like going out and getting a bunch of candy for free. And if you're lucky,
that's because adults are no longer supposed to go out and get candy. They're supposed to go out.
I guarantee that this Halloween, no one is going to listen to COVID rules. Nobody.
Probably not.
Like.
Also, way to date this podcast. Hi, people who are listening 2 years from now. They probably aren't. But...
No one's going to listen to this 2 years from now, except for me and you, and you know that. Actually, what if this thing, by the time that this actually, like, imagine 2 years down the line, this is actually, like, a semi-big podcast. It'd be funny. It's not gonna be, but it'd be funny.
If this was a semi-big podcast, I would urge the people who subscribe to check their,
privilege?
Not their privilege, just, like, to make sure they don't have anything else better to do with their time.
Like, this is not priority number one. I mean,
yeah,
I know we prioritize content.
Hey, we prioritize content, and so should you, but that goes without saying.
I love the fact that the content that we output isn't even, like, good enough to prioritize.
We can say
we'll be damned if we don't.
We can say we prioritize content, but have we really proved it yet? I don't know.
I mean...
I don't know.
No.
But column A, column B.
I mean, it's been a wild ride, you know. There's been its ups and downs, but it always comes back around.
I just really hate that voice.
No.
Just really wish you wouldn't use that voice.
It's such a bad. It's like it's my Skater Kid 90 commercials voice.
It sounds like you're
using it. Because I could kill somebody, and sounding like this, it would be a crime, not for the killing, but for talking like this in general.
It's the pauses. It sounds like you just hit puberty and you're trying to do a William Shatner impersonation.
Hey,
it's like
it's
Captain Kirk here.
My name's Kirk. My name's Kirk, And this is my wacky story.
Ugh.
You see that guy right there? That's me.
Looks like he's hit rock bottom.
You see, no, wait. You see that guy right there? Look at him on his fat ass, eating some cheese, buying some meat, skating down to the park. That guy is in a wacky situation. He's upside down on some monkey bars, and he doesn't realize what's about to happen. His dumbass phone, which costs like $25.99, is about to meet its maker. That guy is me. And this is the story of how everything changed.
What phone did you buy that cost only $25.99?
The same damn one that broke on the fucking mulch on the ground.
This is a real story you were referencing?
Yes, you don't remember this?
No.
We were at the park at like 3 a.m. and I had dropped this phone down like actual concrete steps that had gone down for like so long. I had dropped it everywhere. And my man's brakes on mulch. You don't remember this?
Well, there's been a lot of times that we've gone.
No. This is the night that we played hide and. It was the first night that we played hide and seek. I cut my hand. I was upside down in the monkey bars. It dropped out of my pocket, fell on the ground on some mulch, and shattered. When I say my man shattered, he shattered it. It was, dude. I was so furious because I had dropped this things down. Legit a 2-story like building, and it was fine. But no, 3 feet onto some mulch was too much for a day.
Well, that means it was hanging on by a thread after getting dropped on.
That's not how that works. That is not how that works. The screen does not just like retain tension for that long. It must have hit it perfectly to shatter the screen. Perfectly. I was so mad. Oh wait, my computer's about to go to sleep. Hold on, what?
It hit the Achilles heel.
I threw up in my mouth. Yeah. And that's not a joke.
Did you
acid reflux?
Acid reflux? What is that?
Nasty acid sometimes comes up from your stomach into.
Oh, that? Yeah, that's the worst, isn't it?
It came up all the way, and it was just kind of like. I mean, it was well timed. It added to the comedic effect of you saying something stupid and me throwing up.
You know what? That's fair.
It is fair. Thank you. I don't know, man. Like, it just broke me as a person when that happened. It was the last straw. I was just
that was it.
I kid you not. That was like the point in my life where I was like, yep, this is about right. This is how it's going to happen. Yeah, no, this is expected. Like, that's how I felt about the entire situation. I was just like, yep, this is what it is for me. This is how it's going to be from now on.
But, you know what? Speaking of things that were expected, let's see, what time is it? It's 7:06 as we're recording this. So probably about an hour and a half ago, I experienced deja vu. And I experienced deja vu, I'm not going to say often, but often enough that it's like surprising to me. And the thing about it is that it's really small moments. Like what happened this time was I'm just walking down the stairs and I'm like 3 steps away from the first floor and I just stop. And my dad's sitting on the couch and my mom's sitting on the smaller couch and the TV is playing a very specific commercial. And I just look at the shirt that my dad is wearing and I listen to the commercial. I'm like, I've seen this exact moment before. And I have that like probably a few times a year, but it's always really small
details, right?
Like yeah.
I sometimes wonder if I know deja vu is just your brain is for some reason like you're trying to find something for a similar situation. And so it will like add that into that situation. Like for some reason it'll add it into like your brain. It'll say that this is something you've experienced before in this time at this point kind of thing, right? The way I can always tell if something is deja vu is I try and remember or if it's not like it never actually happened, is I try and remember the circumstances around it and if I can predict what's going to happen next. Like have you ever had that where you have deja vu and you're like, I feel like I've been here before, and you try and predict what happens next, if I can predict what happens next, I'm like, no, this has definitely happened before. Like, this is like, I've legit been in this almost exact same situation in the past. But if I can't predict it whatsoever,
yeah, I don't think I've flat out predicted anything before, but it's just like, I'll see something happen and there's just a complete like state of unsurprise.
Yeah.
Which is not a word, but like, I'm just like, if you had told me that's what was going to happen, I would have believed you, is sort of the mindset that I've been in. But I don't know.
That's a weird thing.
It's not like I want to just buy into deja vu, but like, I kind of feel like to a certain extent for some reason, like I'm not totally willing to discredit it either, because I've just experienced that dizzying feeling of I've lived this exact moment, or at least seen this exact moment before numerous times over the course of my life.
Yeah.
It's just, I just don't know what to think of it.
Oh, your brain does weird things to you, man. It's odd. It's like,
yeah,
I don't know, man. I'm not a brain
no
person.
And you can't trust your brain anyway. But
no, brains, they're whack, man. I don't really know if, like, you know what? I don't think brains are real. Because if they were, the government would have found a way to exploit them by now. Oh wait, they have. Hold on.
Yeah.
I don't know what I was leading into there.
Sure every government exploitation ever has had to do with the brain.
I think that it's stupid people, though. It's the same kind of people that, like, don't believe that the moon is real, but will, like...
Who told you the moon was real? Sorry, continue. Jer, you can keep going. Jer?
Oh man, the moon thing, people don't think that's real for some reason.
Dude, are you still... Have you been talking this whole time?
And I don't know, it's just sometimes I think, wow, they still go and spend a ton of money on everything. And they don't realize that they're giving so much taxes to America. What they just need to do is rip their clothes off, go into the wild, and live a good life. Close to nature. You know?
Jared, were you talking that whole time? Because you cut out for a second there, I think.
No, I was trying to process how stupid and accurate and really, really well timed your question was.
Okay, well, you can't do it for that long, because then I'm just like, I really think you're not there. Like, you can't wait that long.
Is it bad to say that I was trying to think of a witty retort and I couldn't, so I just kind of held it?
Well, no, that I believe, but regardless of whether or not you can think of a witty retort, you got to give yourself like a 5 or 8 second limit there, because any more than that, I'm going to be like, oh, Jared's internet's dead, or something.
As soon as I started talking again, you should have just been like, oh, okay. Nah, dude, I am at a loss for funny things to say. I've been trying to think of anything, but I've just been rambling random nonsense that doesn't actually make any sense.
It's what you do every time. I don't know what you're talking about.
Fuck you.
Jared, I'm the funny one on this podcast. It's okay. It's okay. I'm the funny one. I'm willing to accept that responsibility.
I don't think... What? No, I'm...
Let's do a poll. Guys, comment
below.
They're
gonna be true.
Because they're gonna be... Comment below and tell us
lie to me. Tell me pretty lies.
One of the podcast.
Look me in the face.
Speaking of...
Tell me your pretty lies and just lie to me. Lie to me sweetly. Hold me in your arms.
If you could have any job in the world and be good at it and like successful and like people would know you for it, what would it be? Because the reason I ask is because mine is still in line with the Halloween discussion, because as everyone knows, I'm a huge movie fan, but I have specifically a very quiet passion, and it's quiet because I have nobody to talk to about it, but it's a quiet passion for low budget slasher movies, right? And if I could do anything with my life, I would be a low budget slasher movie director in the 1980s. And like, that's what I would enjoy the frick out of that job.
Thing.
What would you do, Jer? Tell me your deepest desires, Jer.
So these are kind of polar opposites, but hot dog salesman or sexy man?
Wait, hold on. Let's back it up here.
I don't know if you want to.
The first one was hot dog salesman. I've never heard you even talk about hot dogs in your life. Where did that come from?
How cool would that be? You can't tell me that if you could be successful, make a bunch of money, you wouldn't just want to sell some good old dogs to the boys.
For sure, if I was successful, that's the job I would take. I'm just saying, like, that came so far out of left field.
And the whole sexy man thing didn't, mess with you a little bit?
That's just something I kind of expected you to say. I was waiting for something along those lines. The hot dog salesman is something for me. Which shows you what kind of person Jared is.
How odd is a relationship that's the weird one in the equation.
Like, I expect him to talk about sex, but hot dogs, that's weird.
It's like sexy. It's like hot dog man. What? That's baloney. Now sex, sexy guy. Haha. You'll never make it.
That's not a job though. Sexy guy.
You said I could be anything I want.
I meant like an already established career. Like, you can't just make something up.
It's actually an already established career. So,
well, I guess if you were like a model or something, but you can't just walk around and be, claiming that you're sexy and get paid for it.
I could just get an OnlyFans, and I definitely could.
Let's not go down.
I've been thinking of making an. No. I've been thinking of making an OnlyFans just to post Jer faces.
Hey, you know what? I'd pay for it. Oh my god!
I'm not even kidding. I'm gonna do it.
No, don't do that. You're gonna get like applying for a job in 4 years, and they're gonna look you up, and they're gonna find that.
So I see you had an OnlyFans, but the problem is they're not questioning like the fact that I had an OnlyFans. They don't care that I could have possibly been a sex worker. They're wondering why it's just random pictures of my face at different angles with just the same exact face in different places.
And we all know the exact face that is. It's the one where you look like Jim from The Office, where you do that thing with your mouth where it like curves downward.
That's a frown. I don't know if you've ever seen one, but thank you for
like your mouth curves downward, but the lips also get sucked in.
Yeah.
You know what?
It's just a big frown. It's a big frown.
I guess it is. To promote this particular episode when it comes out, I'm gonna post
Jared gets an OnlyFans
on my Instagram, so people will have content.
Yeah, but also do Jared get the title of this episode to be Jared gets an OnlyFans. I will have nothing else.
That is a clickbait title, though.
It's super clickbait.
That's super clickbait. That's about as clickbait as we've ever been.
Oh my gosh. In all 4 episodes, the newest clickbait.
So for real, though?
I'm not kidding.
For real, though, you need to just be...
Can we post it in the descriptions?
No.
Please.
No.
OnlyFans was intended not for porn at first. No. OnlyFans at first was meant it was a Patreon. You could just post it for people that you only were your fans. But of course people were like, I can get money to put pictures of my pussy, and they did it. So now it's been tainted by the masses, and I want to reclaim it.
Everything has been tainted by the masses. For real though, like, you would actually be a hot dog salesman, because like I can see you doing that. It's interesting. It's just not what I expected you to say.
I think I could use it as kind of like a front for like a back end mafia business, or possibly an acting troupe. There you go. There it is.
I knew it had to be. You're in New York. You're selling hot dogs. I knew that had to be where you were.
Wait, hold on. Where did New York come from?
Well, that's where whenever you think of a guy selling hot dogs, that's what I think of. I think of those hot dog stands that are in the streets of New York, where the guy's just in the apron flipping hot dogs, and he's like, "Hey, get your fresh hot dogs here. It's Tony."
Get your hot dogs, dude. I want to be as famous with my famous hot dog stand, which is already a thing, by the way. As the Texas State Fair corny dogs are.
I had one of those. I've never been to the State Fair. I had one of those for the first time a few weeks ago because
they're not that good. They're okay. They're like a good corn dog, but they're massive. Like they are.
They're like a foot long, right?
They're big. Yeah, dude. They're a full. Yeah, dude. Like. I was gonna say something that
I know what you were gonna say. I think everybody can guess what you
were. Penis jokes. When you run out of other things to say, just anything phallic in like form, just automatically throw a joke at it. It'll work every time. Trust me. I've been in this business for. Hold on.
This is not a business. Let's just
let's go videos. Hold on. For
every podcast, you have to scroll through and look up something. It never fails.
September.
You really got to do research for your comments, don't you?
11 plus. How many days are in September?
Chair, I don't know how many days are in a year. Like, why would I know how many days are
30. I've been in this business for 20 days.
Yeah. Maybe that's a good time to
thank you for watching so much. If you like this episode, please
publicly maybe that's a good time to publicly laugh at you for posting our first episode on 9/11.
We weren't going to talk about that.
I kind of want to talk about it. Seems kind of disrespectful, Jer. I kind of want to just talk about that.
Hey, prioritize content.
All right.
I got you on that one.
Oh, even over.
Hey, Evan.
Yeah.
Prioritize.
Okay. Yeah.
Content.
I got it. Yeah.